Right then, this is Stint 2 of the N12, 12 hours of Nurburgring. We're already 2 hours into this event for the Ultimate Racing Network. This is a one-off event with two classes, GT and TC. That's Touring Car and Grand Touring Car. There's several cars in the mix here. We have 10 teams in each. I'm sorry, we have 10 teams in the GT, 9 teams in the TC, and we'll be doing everything we can to keep you up to date on where the action is happening. We'll try and stick with it as best we can. Stint 1 was an utter show of domination, a show of utter domination, rather, of LMR Ascari in that first stint. Now, that's sort of to be expected. We do have a rolling start here for Stint 2. They should be placed in their order as they were at the end of Stint 1. But their distances remain. So if a driver was a mile ahead, let's say, or 2 miles ahead, even though they start this close, it's for overall distance gained in each stint. So even a pass on track here, even at the beginning, doesn't necessarily mean that overall they've moved up a spot. They've got to remake up that distance that they lost in the first stint. We're going to ride on board with one of the drivers toward the front. I think we're going to ride on board with Technologic Mouse. So they're going to do a rolling start on the GP circuit. As soon as they go through the final chicane on the GP circuit, I believe that is roughly when they are going. The pack's trying to stay very, very close here. Again, I'm your host, Ryan McDowell, Siphon68. We are streaming this live from twitch.tv/turnmedia. Don't forget to follow us over on Twitter at @turn_media. Very tight pack here. I think we could see some action right away as cars trying to overtake each other. We've sort of mixed up the grids. A lot of teams put their fastest guys in first. I think that's what you saw from LMR. They've got Deftone in there now, and he's no slouch either, so this should be interesting. Getting very, very close here. We are in the final chicane, and they're away. They are now racing. Clean stuff so far. Single file starts do that. We've got several cars, a couple of cars caught out a little bit sideways there from F4H Miko, I believe. I'm sorry, that's F4H Xyloto. Apparently this one, the starting order is not by finishing positions of Stint 1. This is done by qualifying as the results are still being updated. We're running these pretty much back-to-back. There's only 20 minutes in between each stint. So one stint runs 2 hours, and they will race for 1 hour and 40. The next stint starts on time, and we'll use the starting order from 2 stints ago. So that means on Stint 2, we're still using qualifying order here. Go back and watch what's happening in the TCs here. Quite a bit of action as they get onto the second sector of the main Nordschleife. Very, very close action here from the TCs, but no major overtakes yet. We know that HCR Solar here, we just had him in the commentating booth. Let's see if we can't take a look at it. Man, he is right on the back. The leader of the TC is right on the back of the GT field. Looks like he's going to try and actually get around these guys. That can really help him if he can get around them early. That will help him build a gap to the rest of the TC field. These GTs won't be keen for the lower class car to get around, but that's perfectly okay in this. You know, we have overall standing, so, you know, it behooves him to get around the GT if he possibly can. These cars are running pretty close, actually, on pace. The low end of GT is backing up into the times that the TC guys are able to do. A mistake there then from the GT does allow the TC car around. That does look like it's F4H TNT Madvic that made that mistake there, allowing Jamie, however you want to pronounce that, gets around in his Mercedes. TNT Madvic, trying to stay on track, is going to want to reclaim that position so he doesn't get held up too much. The question is whether he has the pace to be able to do that. TLR Lone Star then right behind in the Audi. We know LER Vision Thing had great pace. Oh, a bit of a mistake there from the Viper driver of TNT Madvic, F4H TNT Madvic. He's gonna, oh, he just gets all over the place again. Several TC cars going by. So this isn't going to be the the gap that Jimmy wanted. But this is perfect for the rest of the TCC field. TC field is really not that far apart. We can see a pretty good battle for second right here, but not that far ahead is Jamie. Man, all over the back of that that Audi is F4H Eclipse. In that Mercedes, I didn't mean that to sound like a question there. HCR Hamish then is just behind that. So this is all the battle for second. We see third and fourth just behind there. Actually looks like the TLR driver is holding him up just a little bit, but this is great action. I don't want to see any of this dissipate anytime soon. Bit of tire squealing there at the back from 5th place HCR Solar. Question here is, yep, the Mercedes pulls out alongside. He's down the inside for the kink at the top of the hill. He's going to get the pass done. So that's TLR Lone Star moved back into third, while F4H Eclipse moves up into second for this stint. Overall, he's still got a lot of work to do. Let's go look at GT real quick and see what's going on up there. So we've got iKodak back here in 15th overall.
Hello, hello. Hello.
Right, so we've got Martin Hall, aka F4H Trash, joining us in the commentary booth here.
Hello. A few technical problems earlier. I got booted from the lobby, booted from Skype, but not off Xbox Live. I'm not sure what was going on there.
Right, then we'll try and keep this as up to date as we possibly can. Martin, after a couple of laps here, you want to give us the run through of what the running order is for both classes? Start with GT, please.
Yep, I'll just bring it up 1 second. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Right, so LMR Deftone is leading, followed by TLR Madara, Technological Mouse, F4H Xloto, LMR Quattro, Nick James, Lone Wolf, and Viper Fan. That's the GT class. And then the touring car class is led by Jammy, then F4H Eclipse, HCR Hamish, TLR Lone Star, HCR Solar, DTC Milch, iKodak, ATP Ginge, Gale Force, and then bringing up the rear is F4H TNT Madvic.
We've got one hell of a battle going on right now between Technologic Mouse and TLR Madeira. Side by side here, this is really a narrow track to be able to do that. He gets the job done. Technologic Mouse moves up into second.
Yeah, I'm not a great fan of passing on this track. Well, not out on the Nordschleife circuit anyway. I'd rather do all the overtaking on the GP circuit. You know, if you've got a pass out there, I want to be talking to people and asking them, you know, can I pass here? So dangerous.
Yeah, it certainly is. But to be fair though, Technologic Mouse made that nice and clean. Went up the inside. There was no contact, not even a rub, honestly. So props to him for being able to do that. It's got to be very nerve-wracking to watch that happen, though. TLR Madeira is going to want to try and claw back some time there and get back ahead. He needs to finish ahead
Yeah.
of him to really move up in the standings, as we've already talked about.
That's it. It helps when you've got drivers out there that know what they're doing. They know when you're coming by and they don't put up a fight about it.
Looks like Technologic Mouse is actually pulling away now, finding his speed.
Oh, oh, we've lost Jammy. Jammy's gone.
He's lagged out.
Yep.
That's the first retirement of the entire event.
Oh man, that's going to be pretty annoying this early in the stint.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be hardly any mileage. I know we have eyes on one of the TC drivers. They only have 27 miles in, and for them to lose that much distance this early, it's going to be rough to make that back up. You're pretty much waiting on somebody else to meet the same fate.
I'll have to do the calculations in a minute. See what he'll be getting. One sec. Oh, here they come in through the GP circuit. Wow, Colin's flying. Current order still LMR Deftone, Technological Mouse, F4H Xloto, Nick James, TLR Madara, LMR Quattro, Lone Wolf, Viper Fan, and then the touring car class is F4H Eclipse, HCR Hamish, HCR Solar, TLR Lone Star, DTC Milch, iKodak, ATP Ginge, and F4H TNT Madvic, because we have lost Jammy. Oh no, Galforce 97 after Madvic, sorry, because we've lost Jammy from the session. It was a casualty of Xbox Live, but it's not all over. You'll still get distance.
Yeah, as unfortunate as it is not that uncommon, is it?
Nah, it's not all that bad. No, no. I mean, I've got to get the sheet up and throw the maths together. It's not going to be the end of the world. The distance, it's not. You know, it's not potentially going to be what a driver could get in a stint, but we'll see. We'll see once I do it.
Bit of a mistake there from Lone Wolf 8646. Looks like he lost a position, ended up 8th. Or no, rather he was trying to catch 7th and just fell back further, didn't he? two drivers into the pits there. That's Lone Wolf and LMR Quattro, rather, heading into the pits.
Yep. Yo.
Yep. Okay, so let's take a quick run down through the order one more time, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Did we have any luck with Chris? Or couldn't we get him in?
We will try and add him here real quick.
Right, I'll run down through the grid. Okay, in GT we've got in the lead F4H X Loto, right, TLR Madara, LMR Deftone, Technological Mouse, Nick James, LMR Quattro. Then we've got two touring cars, F4H Eclipse, HCR Hamish, leading over two of the GT cars, Lone Wolf and Viper Fan. Then it's more touring cars, it's DTC Milch, ATP Ginge, HCR Solar, TLR Lone Star, and then another GT is F4H Madvik, and then the rest of the touring car class is I Kodak, Gale Force, and Jammy, who is not in the session.
Right, thanks for that. Chris, have you joined us there?
I believe Chris is just grabbing something to eat. He'll join us shortly. Bit of a mixed field at the minute.
Who did you say is leading TC at the moment?
Leading the touring car class is F4H Eclipse.
Right, the GT order one more time, if you didn't hear it. LMR Deftone leads, then Technologic Mouse. F4H Siloto is third. Nick James 123 is fourth. TLR Madeira is fifth. LMR Quattro sixth. Is it then Viper Fan? Is that who's next after that?
Nope, it's Lone Wolf, who is seventh. Then Viper Fan, 8th.
Alright, so Lone Wolf 7th, Viper Fan 8th.
And F4H TNT Madvik is the last remaining GT car.
Alright, perfect. Just trying to get the stream sound just right. It sounds like the game audio is just a bit quiet, so we're trying to get that in the right balance. What we don't want to have happen is that it just becomes where you guys can only hear the cars and not hear us. I wonder what happened to Lone Star there. Oh no, I'm sorry, he's in TC.
Yeah.
Did we lose TLR Madeira?
No, it says I'm... Oh, I've got no movement here.
Has he run out of fuel? He's just pit. His car's there. Is he actually in the...
His distance meter isn't moving at all.
Not sure I can see exactly where he's at on track. I think he's just at pit exit, but I'm not entirely sure.
Once these cars clear, I should try and make my way over there.
I'll have to take a look around and see if I can't see exactly.
Yeah, he's definitely not moving. Have we got a location for him?
He's on the... I think he's just onto the... I may have just missed, actually, the end of the Nordschleife circuit just before the GP. I'm not entirely sure that that's where he's at.
I'll try and make my way around there. It could be the same as what happened with... Was it Iceman?
It could be, but his tires show 0% wear, so I don't know if we're seeing a network issue or what there. Right, well, let's switch over to another car then. That's unfortunate for that team, because even if he does get going again, it's quite a bit of time lost.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it sounds like he is out of fuel. We ride on board right now with DTC Milch.
I found him. Oh, let me know if you want to push. Right, Madeira is currently getting rescued. Okay,
Perfect.
and he's
That's good
safely
stuff.
in the pits.
Excellent. Yeah, the only problem there, I mean, if somebody runs out of fuel further away or really onto the
Yeah,
main circuit there, that becomes really just too risky to go and gather. So if they're close enough, it's not that big a deal to go and get them. We'd rather not interfere too much, but if they're right there on the GP circuit somewhere, um, or just off, I think it's rather safe to go and get them.
yeah, I mean, there's only one turn difference from getting to the pits or not. So, any further back than that though, and it's definitely a no-go zone. This race control car's coming in handy.
Right, then I'm going to step away as commentator just for a little bit here. You let me know if you need me to change the car. I'm going to be working on perhaps a solution to be able to show us the overall standings on the stream.
No, I believe Chris is away at the moment. He should be back shortly. Let's get a quick rundown of the grid. It is still up front, LMR Deftone, and a Technological Mouse, Nick James, F4H Xloto, LMR Quattro, Lone Wolf, Viper Fan, then F4H Eclipse, HCR Hamish, HCR Solar, TLR Lone Star, DTC Milch, ATP Ginge, iKodak, F4H TNT Madvik, and Gale Force. And then, after his escape of running out of fuel, it is TLR Madara. I believe we've got a guest in here. Wait, Chris, are you there? Christopher? Okay, I guess not. get another brief rundown from the top. Is LMR Deftone. Oh, 1 second. Right, sorry about that. LMR Deftone, Technological Mouse, F4HX Loto, Nick James, LMR Quattro, Lone Wolf, F4H Eclipse, HCR Hamish, Viper Fan, HCR Solar, DTC Milch, TLR Lone Star, iKodak, ATP Ginge, F4H TNT Madvic, Gale Force, TLR Madara, and the not so much present Jammy. Rest in peace, my friend. think there's a problem with getting Chris in here. Yep.
Hello, gents.
All right, joining me back in the commentating booth is Chris McGrath and Martin Hall again.
Yo.
Hey, gents.
That's one stint down for you, Chris. Bit of an incident in this one with Jamie. So, what's your standpoint at the minute? How's things looking?
Yeah, it was the first stint was quite good. We had a bit of trouble with some of the drivers in GT field at the back. I think there was a bit of an incident, and drivers coming back onto the track really weren't looking where they were going. So that caused a little bit of havoc in the first lap in stint one. So it took a bit of time, but I finally made my way back up through the field, up into first place. Vision thing has a great pace about him. I was quite impressed, but I just kept it consistent. I just kept going, and that was it. So I felt like I put Jamie in a good spot, but unfortunately, lagouts happen, right? But I've spoken to his name's Alex. So I've spoken to Alex since and I've spoken to Tyler. We're still pretty confident. Even with the time that we're going to lose through the lag out, we still think we can definitely push for the victory. I think we've got that pace. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm on next. It's looking a little cloudy out, so I feel like it might rain. But
Oh yes.
we're confident. So confident. We think we've got enough tank to overcome.
And going forward, maybe for future events, what about drag tyres in the rain?
No, I think it's difficult enough as it is. I think I mean, if we're using this as an example, we've got there really is nothing between the GT cars and the touring cars in certain areas of the track. It's only when we really get out onto an open straight that the GT cars pull away. So we've had a problem with the guys at the top of the touring cars are kind of mingling with the guys at the back of the GT, so it's causing a little trouble.
Yeah.
In the wet, that's going to be amplified. And if you were to stick in drag tires, I think it would make it even worse. It's going to be very difficult. It really is. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the racing goes. We'll see how everyone likes it, and I guess just take it from there. What do you guys think of all this? I mean, he's happy with the racing, and then, I mean, it's looked pretty close since now. I didn't know what was going on behind me.
Yeah, I think it's been pretty interesting watching it all unfold so far. We've definitely seen some people caught out. We've seen some impressive performances from people, and I think some of it has gone according to plan of what we would have expected to see towards the front. But TC actually looks very exciting to me, anyway.
Yeah, everyone was pretty close. I mean, we even said it during the stint, over the radio. Yeah, everyone was, they were pretty close. I think our other two teams, we had Stingray and Devil, finished within 46 feet of each other. So, yeah, it's pretty close. It's interesting to see how each team has approached the race. Some teams have gone for out and out pace, and they're lapping every 3 laps, and then you've teams like ourselves, short shifting all the time, not using second gear, just to kind of make it go those 4 laps, and that's our approach.
Yeah.
So I think Vision thing, he was the only one in a touring car that went for that out and out pace every 3 laps, and he actually, he finished. I think he finished third, so that was a good tactic, worked out for him. So it's interesting. It's very interesting how people approach the races.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are experienced. They've been around long enough, ran these endurance races before. There's quite a few new names on here that we haven't seen, and I think that's shown in the streaming as well. Who's newer to the endurance racing? But some of the old guard here, like M-Ray now, F4H Eclipse, he's currently running 6 overall in this race, and he's in a touring car.
Oh, looks like just as we say that, looks like a big accident there for ATP Ginge.
Ooh.
Runs into a tire barrier. I'm not sure if he's going to pick up any damage from that, but he does immediately pop into the pits.
Yeah.
Did not pick up any damage, but he was down on tires there, 66% in the front right. That's there's not much grip left, is there?
No, that's really time to get them changed now.
How far are we into this stint now?
There is, hang on, I'll have to have a look. It's about 25
let's see.
minutes
So we're an hour and 15 into it.
Okay. Yeah, this is. I think we're looking at. Is this Eclipse we're looking at right now? Or is that Kodak?
This is iKodak, yeah.
Cody was drafted in pretty late. We wanted to have those a three-man team. So Cody really jumped into this car, and very little practice. This wouldn't be his expertise, his area, especially around this track. So I really appreciate Cody coming in. And he's a quick guy, but I don't think he's had enough time to kind of get used to the car. But we'll see how he does.
Yeah.
Right, so just giving you a quick look here, we do have some standings for you after Stint 1. I know we're an hour and 15 in or so, but I'll give you a quick rundown of what the overall standings are. Clearly, we still have to calculate the distances that are achieved this stint, but we do have LMR Canal Boat leading overall, and in the GT class, they have the Bentley. Let's see here, they're 188 miles, roughly 3 miles ahead of DBUK. F4H Girls Gone Wild is third then in the Dodge. They're another 1.15 miles behind.
Who thought of that team name?
Andy. Surprise, surprise.
Chris, if you wouldn't mind moving your cursor there on that, so we can get rid of that pink box.
Oh, it is me. Okay, sorry.
Right. So then LMRG Drive then is fourth in the Mercedes, just not even quite a mile behind F4H Girls Gone Wild. Then we've got Tech Life Racing. They started third, have fallen to fifth in the Dodge Viper. They've part of that being the early incident they had with overdrive. That's going to probably fall quite a bit here, considering that Jack or TLR Madara has fallen quite a bit due to running out of fuel in this stint.
Yeah, I'd say he lost a good 10 minutes before he got into the pits.
Right, so then behind that is F4H Black Sheep in their Viper. Another 4.47 miles. That's sure to change. They're sure to move up due to that blunder from Tech Life Racing. F4H Red Sonia then leads the TC class ahead of HCR Yagamura in the Honda. So it's Mercedes from Honda from Audi with Tech Life Racing in third in the TC class. Backmarker Motorsport then is seventh in the Dodge Viper. Not very far behind the HCR Yagamura. All these Japanese names tripping me up here. Right, so F4H Racing is fourth then behind Tech Life Racing TC. We've got F4H Motorsport, the other Mercedes team, in fifth at the moment. HCR Traxxas in sixth. Mad S2 Racing team in seventh. FEV Racing in the BMW, the only BMW on track. They may be a penalty in that car, I would say. They're sort of handicapping themselves choosing it, but not that far behind Mad S2 Racing Team. They are eighth. Virtual Speed Motorworks had a fairly big issue in the first stint with Jono really struggling to control that Lamborghini. ATP Racing is ninth overall. Or I'm sorry, ninth in class, not overall. And Grip Tech Performance is ninth after Iceman lost so much time with running out of fuel there.
Well, standing out at the minute is the Canal Boat. Two pretty solid stints so far.
Yeah, it's we were very intrigued to see that LMR had gone with the Bentley. At least in our testing, it did a lot of testing. We felt like it really could go the 4 laps. I'm not too sure if LMR had managed to get the Bentley to go 4 laps.
I don't think that they have. I do believe that they are making that pit stop every third lap, but their pace with that car is just so phenomenal that I don't think it's hurting them.
Yeah, if you, based on the calculations we've done, if you're 3.3 seconds up or 3.5 seconds quicker than the next place team, then you can make up that time that you would lose through the extra pit stop. So it's It is a gamble. I like it. You know, it's all to do with driving styles. There's some people can go 4 laps like we've had the exact same tune, the exact same car. I had trouble making 4 laps, and then with other people who could go 4 laps and have zero point 0.5 left in the tank. So it really is a lot to do with driving style. In our testing, we discovered that it was down to a lot of wheel spin, final drive, downforce. So for any guys who are struggling to at least get the cars to go a distance, 2.2 on the final drive will help you a long way to you know maximizing fuel, of course, low downforce, and you know that if you're not spinning your wheels, I mean, you're not using, you're not rotating the wheels as much, and you're saving some fuel. So every little bit helps, and that's what I did when I managed to get the car to go 4 laps.
Someone in the pits now who's coming out.
You know, the other thing with a car that has to pit more often, they're less caught out by picking up just a little bit of damage. They're not that far off if they just come in on, I mean, because they're pitting 25% more often. They're a little bit less susceptible to getting their timing wrong.
Yeah.
Can we jump on board with Gale Force 97, please?
Sure thing, 1 second.
For those of you who haven't had the opportunity to watch it, Leicester and Manchester United are 1-1.
Would that be Mr. Vardy that scored?
It would be a Mr. Vardy.
Oh, dearie me.
Also Schweinsteiger.
Oh,
So I'm 1-1, and be interesting to see how it goes.
not bad for £1 million player.
No, not at all. So I guess the way we're doing it right now is so the starting grid, for each stint is there's going to be obviously a stint delay until the results get updated. So I guess the starting grid for stint 3 will be the finishing order of stint 1 or after stint 1.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
And stint 4 would be the end of stint 2, the order then, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to getting back onto Nurburgring and get racing again. There's been some, I can't talk to GT, but certainly when I was out on track, everyone was pretty clean. I mean, everyone was pretty good. Everyone was very consistent. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It was exciting racing. Everyone was stuck together. It just goes to show the caliber of drivers we have.
Yeah, loads of experienced drivers in there. I'm just noticing the BMW on the stream. Then it's got no headlights. They're going to have to be a bit careful with that later on for the night stints.
Oh, for sure. We did test the BMW. It was quite I found it to be quite a nice car to drive, but we really were looking for a car that could go 4 laps and really have the out-and-out pace. And
yeah.
The only other car we found that could actually match the Mercedes, or even it was actually quicker than the Mercedes, was the Audi, but we just weren't prepared to do 3 laps. So we opted to go with the Mercedes. We put an enormous amount of testing into that car, and I think it showed in qualifying just the
Yeah.
difference. Um, I'd say probably me myself. Some people might not think, but they might think I'm embellishing or not being truthful. But I really did do over 200 laps. I'd say testing
Mm.
space. So it's a lot of time.
That is
Yeah.
quite the commitment there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done 4.
4.
Yeah. And none of them clean.
Yeah, over 200. That's over probably over a 6 or 7 period. But we just needed to just make the car go the distance. If you want to win, do a little bit extra. These are the things that you need to do.
Right, so we've got about 12 and a half minutes left in Stint 2 before we move on and calculate and enter Stint 3, which is going to be a wet stint. Is that right?
Looks like it's
right, yeah.
raining.
It looks like it's going to be raining for the next 4 hours.
That's what the
Yeah,
weather says.
Yeah, the radar's not looking very good.
No. Not for people that are double stinting either. Oh, dearie me.
Isn't it F4H Ghost on your team that is double stinting the wet?
On my team it is F4H Lightning.
We actually have a few double stinters in the wet.
Yeah.
F4H Ascari in Girls Gone Wild is going to double stint. We've got Ghost who's going to double stint, and we've Lightning who's going to double stint as well in GT.
Gale Force, why have you stopped? Have you run out of fuel?
No, he's in the pits right now.
Ah, okay, we have movement. It's alright, I just seen the name pop up in the stream chat.
Well, Mr. Gale Force, I have a tune for the BMW I'd be more than happy to give to you.
Any idea how far ahead LMR Deftone is from Technologic Mouse?
Oh, nothing on this end. I'd have to wait for Colin to come back around again.
Let's see if we can't pick up exactly where he's at
Yeah.
on track.
If you can find where he is.
See if we can't get a marker. Okay.
Yeah.
It's roughly about a minute.
Really? Wow.
So, LMR Canal Boat just extending their lead then.
Yeah.
Martin, you
When,
want to run through the current
Yeah, I'll go
positions?
through the grid, yeah. So Colin must be really laying some lap times down. I know Alex was roughly 5 seconds a lap faster than everyone in the last stint, but Colin's followed that. But anyway, the rundown is for GT, it's LMR Deftone, Technological Mouse, Nick James, F4HX Loto, I hate saying that name, LMR Quattro, Lone Wolf, Viper Fan, F4H TNT Madvic, TLR Madara, and that is your GT lineup. And in the touring car class is F4H Eclipse, HCR Hamish, HCR Solar, TLR Lone Star, DTC Milch, iKodak, ATP Ginge, Gale Force 97, and lastly is Jammy.
Alright guys, I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna suit up and get ready to jump into the car.
All right, hey, thanks for joining us, Chris. It's always a pleasure to talk to some drivers, especially before they get right in the car.
Yeah. Alright, I'll try and get some exciting racing going.
All right, good luck.
Thanks guys.
Right, that was Chris McGrath joining us in the commentary booth. So just 7 minutes and 30 seconds left of racing in this stint. They've already gone a little over an hour and a half. We'll start setting up here in just a minute for stint 3 of the N12, 12 hours of Nurburgring. Again, on the ultimateраcingnetwork.com.
Right, Ryan, I'm going to jump out of here and get results from this lobby in a moment.
Excellent. All right. Well, we'll catch up with you for stint 3. Thanks for
Yep.
joining us in here. And so you're just gonna stay on the call then? Right. Last couple of minutes here. Just 4 minutes to go in this stretch. Again, thanks for joining us. If you are just coming in here, this is the Ultimate Racing Network, the N12, 12 Hours of Nurburgring. It is indeed a 12-hour event. This is Stint 2. Each stint is roughly 2 hours of racing. They do an hour and 40, rather, on track, and then we tally the results and get ready for the next stint. There are two classes here, the GT and the TC. That would be Touring Car and Grand Touring. Don't forget, if you haven't already, follow us over on Twitter at @turn_media. A little bit of lag there from S2 Racing, just as the stint is ending. Just 50 seconds left to go. Right then, they'll be coming to a stop right now. We'll tally up exactly how much distance has been done by each. Again, LMR Deftone for LMR Canal Boat leading the way in his Bentley, stretching out another big lead. Technologic Mouse is second. Nick James 1, 2, 3, third. Looks like LMR Deftone there going back just a little bit to adjust his distance. Right then, join us just in a minute here. We're going to leave this stream. We're going to shut it down and bring it right back up. We'll be ready here for Stint 3 in just a minute.